Hey everybody, here's another video from my dirty paint booth. This is a quickie on this GS-3 conversion. Now this is a 3D print conversion from Robert over at Track 29. You can find him on Facebook. So basically he makes a print for the GS-3, and a couple of components that comes with is the single headlight dome, a updated front platform, which is square on the AC or GS3s, a non-all-weather cab here, so the back is off, so you'll have to take off the Kato GS-4 all-weather cab and do a little bit of work here, and then this one actually just fits right in, but it's a little thick on the bottom, and so you have to do a little bit of plastic trimming. The big part is that GS3s and 4s have a very different tender, and so if you look at this one here, this is a whole plastic 3D print for a GS3 tender that just goes right onto the Kato floor. Everything is printed in, and this was just straight out of the box, no additional work, and just painted and decaled on top. It's got all the rivet details, and so this makes for a pretty easy peasy GS3 conversion, and you could get away with it looking pretty decent. And this will run with the Kato set, the Kato daylight set, because it's about that time frame. They ran GS3s and 4s from my limited knowledge. So unfortunately, before I knew that Track 29 made this model, I followed the instructions on one of the N-Scale magazines and actually built one for myself. So this is my GS3. It's pretty similar. Major differences is, this is some Pacific lines. The cab was all styrene work and redone, shaved down some of the rivets, and the hatches got corrected. I took out the dynamos because the GS3s, to my knowledge, only had one dynamo, not the triple dynamo of the GS4s, but not a big deal. It makes a pretty cool sound on the Tsunami decoder. The tender was totally reconstructed per the article, so this is all styrene work and Archer decals, a bit smaller in there, and kind of blended into the into the existing Kato color. One detail here, and you can see that gap right there, lots of lint too, is that so I get that sit down. This little detail here is a little different from the model over there. So the step around at the very back here is a little different. So little minor details that are different. I kind of cleaned up the top and moved the number boards to the front, and this front was basically a lot of super glue and styrene and sanding and filing that turned a GS4 nose into a GS3 nose. So kind of a comparison between a very simple and quick fix solution using a GS3 3D print versus doing a lot of styrene and grab iron and this and that work onto a Kato tender. And even the rear bumpers and everything had to get quite a bit of work. So, but yeah, it's kind of an option here. So that said, a lot of people are going to say, hey, well, so what's the real difference between these? So let me try to get this guy out of the way, and I'll pull up this model just for reference between what a GS4 and a 3 would look like. Now, this was a deskirted 4 that I did using Concord underframe one. That's the easier way. The hard way is to do all the brass work by yourself. But you could here really see the big difference between the 3 and the 4's tenders. The ladder work and everything, just quite a bit different. So yeah, much smaller light, and the cab is obviously a big difference between the two, and the headlight, and you can see the difference between the front platforms between a 3 and a 4 front headlight. And this, de-skirted configuration of the 4 can almost easily pass for a GS5. And just very minor details that you change. So yeah, if you're interested in a de-skirted or part daylight GS4 or 5, you can pretty easily do it with a little bit of styrene cutting and creativity and the Concord lower halves. These bottoms from the Concord, they're mostly Kato parts, and then the bottom of the boiler cylinder, the curvature is from the Concord parts. So you can see the sloppy glue work in there as well, but it'll pass. So that's a little bit of Southern Pacific GS history, and well, I guess I could put the shell up here. Still in the works. This is the GS1 from a Kato S2. So that's kind of the family heritage. There, fun times. Something to look at tonight. Enjoy.